Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first video with me. Today we're going to dive into some super useful Italian collocations. Collocations are words that naturally go together, like in English if I say make a decision or take a shower. In Italian, there are some, let's say, specific verb-noun and verb-preposition pairs that can really help you sound more fluent and natural in Italian. So let's go over a few. I'll give you examples and I really want you to use them in your own conversations. Let me know which one is your favorite. If you do not want to take pen and paper and write all of these down, you can actually download a free PDF. You can do so by clicking on the link that you find below this video. It's free, completely, trust me, free. Okay, so the first one is fare una domanda, to ask a question. You have to be very careful here because in Italian we don't use the verb chiedere, which would be the verb to ask. When you ask a question in Italian, you use the verb fare. So fare una domanda means to ask a question. Let's look at some examples. Posso fare una domanda? Can I ask a question? Or, hai fatto una bella domanda. You asked a good question. Next one, prendere una decisione, to make a decision. So, also in here, you will use prendere una decisione, to take a decision. You will not use make like in English. So be careful because sometimes these can be tricky to remember. Let's look at an example. Dobbiamo prendere una decisione entro domani. We have to make a decision by tomorrow. The next expression is dare una mano, to help, to lend a hand. So it's a beautiful one. Dare una mano literally means to help someone out or to lend a hand. Let's look at an example. Puoi darmi una mano con I compiti? Can you help me with homework, or can you lend me a hand with homework? Okay? Make a sentence of your own. Write it in the comments. I know I say this all the time, but truly making sentences is very helpful. It will help your Italian. Let's make another example. Mi dai una mano a cucinare? Can you help me to cook? Okay. Similar to this expression, so still talking about help, you can use the next expression, which is avere bisogno di, which means to need. Be careful, you have the little di, the preposition di, and di will introduce what is needed. For example, ho bisogno di aiuto con il trasloco. I need help with the move. Okay, do not forget little prepositions here. Di. Also with the next one, avere paura di, to be afraid of. Okay, remember you're using di to introduce what you're afraid of. Let's look at this example. And now I really want you to write what you are afraid of in the comments. Obviously, write it in Italian. Ho paura dei ragni. I'm afraid of spiders. Ho paura del buio. I'm scared of the dark. And yes, you might need to use articulated or complex preposition if necessary. Sorry. The next one is andare d'accordo con. It's a long one, okay? Andare d'accordo con means to get along with someone. Use it to talk about relationships with friends or family, okay? For example, vado d'accordo con mia sorella. So I get along with my sister. You can always have the negative option. So non andare d'accordo. So if you do not get along with someone, and you can say non vado d'accordo con lo zio Paolo. I don't get along with Uncle Paolo. Be very, very careful and not confuse this with the next expression, which is essere d'accordo. In this case, it means that you agree with. So you're not getting along, but you agree. For example, sono d'accordo con te. I agree with you. Also in this case, you can make it negative, okay? Non sono d'accordo con te. I don't agree with you. The next expression is essere in grado di. Remember all of the parts to it. Essere in grado di. This is another way to say to be able to or to be capable of. It's often used in more formal contexts. Look at this example. Non sono in grado di aiutarti in questo momento. I'm not able to help you right now. The next expression is mettere in pratica, which is what you have to do with Italian. Metti in pratica l'italiano. Take a sentence and write it in the comments. So it's to put something into practice, okay? So mettere in pratica is great for talking about learning a new skill or applying a new skill. For example, ora posso mettere in pratica quello che ho imparato. So now I can put into practice what I learned. And this is what you're going to do because you're going to be writing a sentence in Italian today. For example, hai studiato tanto, vai in Italia e metti in pratica quello che hai imparato. The next sentence is rendersi conto di, which means to realize, to become aware of something. I know it's long, but be sure to put all of the little parts in place. This phrase can help you to sound more Italian and more expressive when you say it. For example, mi sono reso conto di aver sbagliato. I realized that I made a mistake. It's a very polite and respectful way. So you can also say, ho capito, I understood. But if you say it in this way, you sound a lot nicer. The next sentence is prendere in considerazione, to take into consideration. So obviously you're going to use this when you're considering something carefully, like you're weighing your options or when you're making plans or thinking about your plans. Let's look at this example. Dobbiamo prendere in considerazione tutti i dettagli. We need to take all the details into consideration. Or if you're pondering about something that has been told to you, you could say something like this. I'm pondering. Prendo in considerazione e ti faccio sapere. So I will consider it and I will let you know. So you're pondering, you're thinking, and then you will give an answer. The next one is very common and it's essere abituato a, to be used to. You're going to use it when you want to say that you're used to something or someone. It's very handy, once again, if you're talking about habits. For example, sono abituata a svegliarmi presto. I'm used to waking up early. You can also make it negative. This is also good practice from positive to negative sentence. In this case, you could say something like non sono abituata ad andare a letto presto. I'm not used to going to bed early. Write a sentence of what you are used or not used to. Write it in the comments. The next one is my favorite one. Farsi vivo, which means to show up or to get in touch. I love this sentence. I don't know, I use it a lot and I like what it means. Farsi vivo literally means to make oneself alive, but it's a way to say to show up or to get in touch, especially after a long period of time, or usually grandmothers threaten their grandchildren with this sentence. For example, finalmente ti sei fatto vivo. Finally, you showed up. It's not necessarily physically showing up. It could be also like calling a person. I think one of the most common ways of using this expression is with an imperative. Fatti vivo. It sounds like a little threat, but it's actually used to say, hey, call me, visit me, basically tell me you're alive. Okay? This is it for today. These collocations are a great way to add fluency to your Italian. Practice them in a sentence and they will soon feel natural in your conversation. If you enjoyed today's lesson, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Italian tips. Grazie mille e alla prossima. Ciao!